or tea, whichever you prefer. Cheers. Really good. There's a storm. Paul and I drove to the park. I mean, there's a big storm coming. It's going to be an inside day. I think it's snowing up in Flagstaff right now. Rain, rain, rain all day. If it got any cooler here, it looks like the temperature is going to start dropping. It is winter in Tucson, and I love it. You know, when you live in Tucson year after year, day after day, month after month, and you go through, it starts big time in May all the way to October, is hot, 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 hot. When you get cold weather and you get storms coming, things like that, it's exciting. And although I don't live in Tucson, you know, month after month anymore, it's instilled in me after 40 years of being here. I love a good storm. I love the wind and the clouds. And, you know, I remember Paul, he's never seen, he goes, it's hard to believe that in the winter, it can be kind of like raining, like, you know, sort of, it's not hard. It's not a hard rain, but it can rain. And all of a sudden, and you look again, and you've got snow flurries coming down. It just like that, it turns into snow. So it's pretty exciting, I think, in the Southwest in the winter. It's not like you're back east and you're just getting pelted with snow. It starts piling up, and and then after a while, it turns dirty. You got that dirty snow going on. It turns brown, sort of blackish brown. Yeah, at first it's pretty, but then it's not. And then it starts melting, and yeah, you got the sludge going on. Oh yeah, I know. Well, when I was in Cincinnati, about 5 years ago, I was there for like 9 months, I think, something like that. It's hard to remember the time elements, but yeah, it's pretty nasty. It's kind of ugly, you know. But I did, before I even had my channel, I did a lot of filming of the snowstorms. Maybe I'll find that and do a screen record and show you the one. I mean, I was supposed to go to work. I was working at Wendy's at the time. And so I thought, well, I was supposed to go into work. So I went out there and I was I'm trying to clean off my minivan. I'd look again and it was just, yeah, it was a huge storm, but it was fun. I'm glad I get to experience again. I grew up in Ohio, northern Ohio, so I've been through a lot of storms. But I left real early, you know, in my life I left. And when my husband was in the service, lived in Germany for a couple years, came back, lived back in Ohio for probably about a year and a half. And then we headed, that's when my husband and I, we came to the south, or we went west. Go west, young man, young lady. So we did, we went west. We ended up, just to give you a clue, sometimes you say, oh, tell us about your life. Well, what happened was, I have a sister in Los Angeles. So we went all the way to Los Angeles, and we were going to, you know, probably settle there. But we knew about Tucson, and we came through Tucson. A lot of our friends in Ohio had come to Tucson periodically. So we knew about it, and we wanted to experience it. So we went through Tucson, and then went up to San Diego, and then went up to LA. Well, we got there, we were there like 3 months, and we didn't like it. So we came back and we thought, well, Tucson seemed pretty cool. So we settled in Tucson, and the rest is history. We were here, we've been here, and that's where all my children have been born, in Tucson. Yeah. So I'm really more of a Tucsonan than I am a Buckeye, you know, but yeah. Well, this storm has really got me excited. I really like it, and I had some footage for you. Just walking around out here. I know it's dark. I know we're at the park, but there's not a lot of homeless people out here right now. I don't even have my front windows covered. I want to see what's going on out there. Yeah. Okay, what are some new updates? Well, I mentioned that I had, my hair was just so stripped. And so I talked to my daughter, And I bought a couple of products. It doesn't look so stripped anymore. It looks a little bit more tamed down. It looks totally straight. But I'm going to just try to, it's going to, well, I don't know how much, if your hair follicles are stripped, I don't know how much that can repair. But what I do have is at least it can look nice as it's still growing out, and then eventually get the dead down here gone. But yeah, I'm just want to just take care of my hair. I'd forgotten about different products. I mean, they have so many products. There's just so many, it's hard to even tell. So this weekend I went to the mall and we were walking around, and I said, he goes, well, where do you want to go now? And I said, well, come on, I'm going to take you somewhere. And I took him into a Sephora. And you ladies, you know about that Sephora. They have, it's all beauty products. It's pretty nice. A lot to choose from. So I took him in there and I go, well, come on in. Let's go into the girls section. So he actually was really helping me out. He goes, well, what about this? He was looking at things. And he was pretty comfortable in it. And there were a couple guys in there too. So yeah, you know, guys are really into the beauty stuff too. The one guy that eventually waited on, so I think he was new. Wow, he had makeup on. He actually looked pretty cool. He did. He looked pretty cool. And his makeup was better than I've seen any women, the eye makeup and everything. So I looked at him and I just feel like, you know, and I said, you're really pretty, you know. He goes, thank you. It's just so cute. I know some of you might not agree with it, but I don't care. But he did. He looked really pretty, very handsome, young, dark, handsome. He had the dark eye makeup on. But he goes, thank you, you know. But it was a good experience. And I bought some, let's see, what is it? That's right here. It's kind of expensive. It's hair lotion. It makes it smooth. It's a hair lotion. And I don't know if you can see. Yeah. It's got kind of a strong perfumey, which I don't like. I don't like a lot of perfumey stuff. But, so I got this, and then I went to Sally's Beauty Products. And I said, well, I really do want to shine. I want to shine on it too. And these things you can just leave in, like the lotion, you just leave in. And it's just like a lotion, and you just rub it in and comb it in. And then I got this. I don't know if I'm going to keep this. It kind of has a really strong odor to it. But it's a repair and a shine. So put some sheen back in it. Okay, enough about my hair. But I know that you wanted, but I talked about it, especially when I was trying on hats. My hair was just all over the place. So I'm in repair mode. I'm in letting it grow and repair mode. And I'm going to leave it down quite a bit just so I'm not pulling it up and putting a tie on it and breaking it, because I talked to my daughter about it. That can break it. She said actually sometimes wearing wigs can actually, when they scoot around, it can actually break some of your hair in there. So when I wear wigs, it'll just be every once in a while, which is the truth anyways. I don't wear them all the time. But for every once in a while, yeah. Okay, that's an update on that. Now an update on the water leakage, because I asked for your help. You know, I'm thinking it might be true about that there's a line going through and it's clogged. I've not done anything about it yet. It's kind of been a busy weekend, but I think it needs to be addressed. Max left me a long description because he worked for GM for years, and that was right up his alley. So I want to try that out too. Thank you, Max, for that. So I don't have that resolved yet. I know, and it's going to rain again. Oh my gosh. But I know at some point it's going to dry out. Some of you had mentioned, oh my gosh, you need to pull back even the manufacturer's carpeting. But that would be hard. I'd have to tear that up. And I'd have to pull that back because it might rust out the floorboard. I don't think it's gotten that bad. So I don't think I need to freak out on that aspect of it. So, yeah. Coffee. That's me this morning. Chitter chatter. And see what else is going on. Went to the zoo yesterday. Took my daughter and her partner, and with Paul. We had a blast. That was so fun. Paul got to feed the giraffe. I know. Well, we became members, and they gave us all these coupons. One was for a free feeding, and I knew I wanted. Paul's never fed a giraffe before, so I wanted to make sure that I got that, and I wanted that on film for y'all, because I know y'all love Paul, to see him feeding a giraffe. And let's see, what else did we see? Oh yeah, the grizzly again. We just had a really good time, and then I had coupons for a nice percentage off going into the restaurant. So we went in there, we ate. Paul had never had Dippin' Dots. Do you know what Dippin' Dots are? I'm sure a lot of you do. It's quite an experience. You have to experience Dippin' Dots. And Paul had never had Dippin' Dots before. So he got some first at the zoo yesterday, but we had a good time. I woke up with a really bad headache. It's starting to go away, but I had a really bad headache this morning when I woke up. I mean, it was bad, like, wow. It's almost, when you have a really bad headache, it's almost as if you can't think straight. Like how, it's like hard to maneuver and make decisions. But I muddled through, and here I am having coffee with you fine people. But yeah, I took some ibuprofen. It's starting to go away. So it's just winter time. I mean, who knows? Neither Paul or I felt good about 3 days ago. So I don't know if we got a little weird virus or kind of a bacteria or something in us. But yeah. Yesterday, coming out of the zoo, I saw a young lad, and I mean, you could tell, the kind of coughing where he can't stop. It's like something is making his coughing reflux on and on. So I said, walk over there, because we saw another child, and she was coughing, and I thought, it's the season. I don't want to catch anything that these little rugrats are going to be spreading around. I said, we have to use a lot of hand sanitizer in Tucson. There could be something going through. So we're going to use it for our sake, and just kind of don't want to be spreading it around too much. And I don't want to get what anybody else might be having. Yeah. Good. This is really good coffee. Let's see what else. I just want to say thank you to all of you who leave such wonderful comments to me. They're so loving, and you're so appreciative, which makes me appreciative. Oh my gosh. It makes me just love all of you guys so much. I just love it. Thank you so much. The one I have noticed just over the past week, that there have been some, which I didn't see before, really kind of snarky, snide, and a couple of them just downright mean comments. So I'm wondering, I talked to Paul about this, I'm wondering is there something coming down the pike that I don't know about? Some people seem to be a little bit on edge. Has anybody else been noticing it? Leave it in the comments. Maybe people are on edge. I don't know. For me personally, I don't notice this really big Christmas spirit this year. I don't know. But it's this one comment. I mean, most of them are so wonderful. Like, let's see, Frances Black, glad to see that you are finally, the trash issue in Quartzsite. Yeah, she said she went on with the long one. There's a lot of, because I'd mentioned about not leaving trash. And she says, as an influencer, and she went on. And then as an influencer, please do a video of the trash. Well, I could, and I talked about it, but every once in a while, I've gotten a message that says, quit telling us what to do. You're not the boss of me. So I was like, okay. Yeah, I put it out there, Here's one on, I'm going to address this parking thing, because I'd mentioned you can park in a neighborhood, and she said, Wonder Woman says, there's one major reason that the authorities don't like van dwellers, because we're not paying for sticks and bricks. They don't make money from us in that capacity. And that's what she thinks. That very well could be. I take all of your suggestions and your opinions. I look at them and I say, well, I'm not always right. I really am not. In my mind, I'm not so sure, just in my mind, because we really are, maybe they look at it that way, but actually we really are paying our fair share, because we're in the environment, we're in the community, and we're spending our money here, right? Just because, if they're going to have rents up so high, and we don't want to spend our money in that capacity, well, that's our right, isn't it? Let's see, what else? A lot of you agreed with, like, the generators and things. That's what I really get a pushback on, are the generators. People get really mad about that. Like, who are you to, we'll run a generator every time we want to. And that's all fine, but if you're in a small parking lot and they're letting us stay there like Cracker Barrel, I'll say it 1 billion times, please don't run your generator. It just makes it miserable for everybody else. But if you want to do it, I guess you can. But you're going to ruin it for everybody, but okay. Here's one, XYZ writer. In neighborhoods, residents will recognize a strange car on their street, parked for hours. Not a great idea. You'll look suspicious. Well, maybe so, but you have to learn how to do it. You don't just pull up in front of somebody's house and park. No. No, I don't do that. Paul doesn't do it. Most of us who do it, we're a little bit more savvy than that. We don't just pull up, although I have, but what I like to see is maybe a big wall right there. There's a wall, and and it's not like we're pulling up with some beat up sedan, you know what I mean? So we're pretty savvy on picking our spots, and we haven't really been bothered that much. So you have to just, I understand. Another aspect too is, well, even if we look suspicious, I'm actually in a college town. Tucson has a huge college, the University of Arizona. Go Wildcats, Oh, yeah. It's a huge school. It's a very prominent school, prominent college, and it's my alma mater. Well, there's all kinds of cars, especially during the holidays. There's all kinds of cars, so I don't worry about it too much. But if I was in a town that wasn't this big and it wasn't a college town, oh, yeah, oh, my gosh, yeah, people would say, hey, that looks suspicious. But even if it does look suspicious, it's a clean car, not dents all over it. And there's no signage. There's no signage and there's no law against it. Seriously? Homeowners own the house, but they don't own the street. And that's all I got to say, because I know I'll get pushback from that statement. Yeah. There was one that was especially... excellent rules. Yeah. Oh, one. Oh, I know. Here's Circle the Wagons. Yeah, she was cute. She said, if I had a nickel every time you said don't, I'd be rich. Is there anything I can do? Oh, come on. Come on, Circle the Wagons. So I said, yes. Yes, there is. You can be kind. And then she came back with some hearts for me. Well, if you had a nickel for every time, I said don't on that video, and it was the one on city dwelling full-time etiquette. I said don't 5 times. So if you think a quarter is making you rich, you go, girl. Yeah. No, sometimes you do have to say don't, it's best not to do this. I'll try not to use the word don't. Yeah, I just figured maybe you were having a bad day or a bad moment or something. Oh, this is from H. Shalom. Shalom? Isn't that peace? She said, I know, this was kind of mean. You do you and stop telling others how to live. Okay. Well, it's just a video, you know. I mean, you do you. No, I think we all do have to kind of work together a little bit. We can't just be so individualistic out there. Okay, you don't like someone using here. I figured this person probably uses a generator a lot, so I hit a nerve. Woo. You don't like someone using a generator, then offer to put solar on their rig. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, I think the person that uses a generator might be smart enough. The thing that I said on the city life was that it seems to me if you're parking in a small parking lot, have yourself like a Jackery and go ahead and maybe just don't use your refrigerator for that time that you'd have to put on a generator. I mean, I can live very comfortably here without having my big TV and using my refrigerator. I'm saying for the night you're going to spend in a small parking lot, have yourself like a nice power station so you can keep your phones plugged in and, you know, and then have a butane stove for when you want to make coffee. I mean, pretend like you're camping for the night, you know, inside, and don't do all the fancy schmancy stuff. That was my point. Stealthy? Most people know there's a good possibility of a homeless nomad in there. A homeless nomad. Ooh. But she's just a little snotty person, isn't she? Or he. Yeah. Stay out of my neighborhood. Oh, she's not even a nomad. Stay out of my neighborhood. You are not entitled to squat in my neighborhood. Whew, my goodness. By the way, many places in California don't allow y'all to squat on the streets and in the neighborhoods. Plenty of national parks, BLM and camping, and RV trailer parks. Oh yeah, don't squat there either. Oh, I know. Well, Jesus, you're just a nasty person. I don't even know why you're on my channel. I mean, you obviously know that I'm a nomad. You just don't like homeless nomads. I did check to see if it was her. It's not. So, you know, yeah, to see if it was my my stalker, my cyber stalker. Well, I'm running overtime just a little bit, and I just wanted to, but you know what? I do want to make sure that y'all get credit for some of your most wonderful messages. Well, from Bob Locke. I love Bob Locke. I love you, Bob Locke. Lee, you're so right. Few ruin it for all. Yeah. Every time I see the towels on every window hanging out, I say to myself, thanks a lot. Another spot that's going to disappear. Old RVs with tarps on the roofs and generators running, and the blank common sense is gone for some. Yeah. And then Felicity said, yup. Yeah. So we're out here and we're seeing what's going on. And, oh well. Well, I love you guys. I really, really do. And I love all of your wonderful comments. But if you're feeling kind of snarky and kind of, you know, prickly during these holidays, I hope you feel better. I really, really do. And there's nothing I can do about it except trying to bring you good things. The rest of my videos for this season, I'll try to make as wonderful and as happy and positive as possible. How's that? So, yeah. Where's my Christmas hat? Yeah. Yeah. We gotta do the Christmas thing, right? Make you kind of laugh a little bit. There we go. There we go. Merry Christmas, everybody. It's coming. It's coming really fast, everybody. Oh my gosh. Well, I love you, And this is the turquoise design. Net gator goes great with blue. It's one of my favorites. And I just hope you have a good day. Bye, everybody. See you tomorrow, okay?